There's always one character we don't like each season. In today's video, I'll be talking about my least favorite character for each season. However, I do have some rules for myself. First one, I can't choose the same character for more than one season. Like for example, I can't say Owen is my least favorite character for Island, Action, and World Tour. That just wouldn't be fun, and this will help the video be a little bit more interesting. And the second rule I decided to add is talk about honorable mention for each season. But after talking about the rules, let's actually get into the video, starting with the most nostalgic season, being Island. There's actually a couple of characters I just don't like this season, but I think I know who I'm going to choose. For my honorable mention, it'll be Katie and Sadie. They just didn't use the characters that well, and they're honestly annoying most of the time. Total Drama also did Sadie really dirty by making her last longer, but doing absolutely nothing for her character, which is disappointing. Wish they did more of her, but sadly they didn't. She just stood there and did nothing. I feel like they kind of forgot about Sadie even existing, or just didn't know what to do with her character without Katie. Overall, Katie and Sadie are the same characters, and not the biggest fan of them. I know I'm not the only one with this opinion, and we can tell Total Drama feels the same, because they only competed for one season, being Island, even if Ridonculous Race is right there. That season would honestly be perfect for them, but nope, we didn't get them for that season. But actually my least favorite character for season 1 is Heather. You know, I just didn't like how mean she was. She bullied poor Gwen and made Queen Lindsay get eliminated. How can I like her? Just kidding, I'm not that crazy. And Heather is totally not my favorite character. Definitely not. But my actual least favorite character is Ezekiel. He's one of my more least favorite characters in general. I don't really like him in any season, but he isn't like horrible, I'm just not the biggest fan of him. He was really just meant to be an early boot and says some questionable things. Just find it kind of hard to like or root for him. I really do think he was meant to be this more joke character that's always supposed to be the first boot, no matter what. I know this character has some fans, I just don't see the appeal. If you actually are a Ezekiel fan, tell me why you like him so much in the comments, because I'm actually very interested. But yeah, my least favorite character in Island is Ezekiel, and the honorable mentions are Katie and Sadie. Action was really easy for me to decide, because there's two characters I'm really not the biggest fan of. The honorable mention is Owen. One word, fart jokes. He's not the only character on this list because of fart jokes. I just never found them funny, and Total Drama definitely overused them in Action. Owen farted is not funny, and it never was. It's just disgusting. If you find it funny, then you do you. But I was already tired of it from season 1, and we really didn't need another season of fart jokes. Owen is a nice character and has funny moments, but I hate how they made him this character that always has to eat and fart. And for some reason they brought him back after he got eliminated. You're telling me you really decided to make Owen get 4th place, while characters like Lindsay and Justin got eliminated before him? I've always had my problems with Owen, but this season was his worst in my opinion. You know what? Actually writing this made me realize how much I hate Owen this season. Owen's my least favorite character this season, not the honorable mention. I just really don't like him this season. Though the actual honorable mention is Trent. They did Trent so dirty this season. He was pretty cool in season 1. He was basic, yes, but they didn't have to make him insane and like obsessed with Gwen. It really sucked to see him like this. He would throw challenges for his team just for Gwen, and it was not the same Trent. I guess he went back to normal during the after show, but it was a weird choice to have him like this during the show. But he isn't my least favorite just because how much Owen annoys me this season. World Tour is my favorite season, but I do have some problems with the characters. I always say this, if you weren't Heather Alejandro, this wasn't your season. But my honorable mention is DJ. I know some may disagree with this, like what do you mean DJ's the worst? But hear me out. I love season 1 DJ, he's overall a really nice character. But the plot they gave him this season was so stupid. And guess what team he was on? That's right, Team Victory. So he was really screwed from the start. The whole animal curse thing got old super quick, and it made DJ not likable. Also felt bad for DJ. They were just torturing this innocent guy that loved animals. Somehow the character that wanted to quit lasted the longest in the team. That was another problem I had with DJ. Him making the farthest in his team shouldn't have happened. How did he win the tiebreaker between Lindsay? Oh yes, his outfit was so amazing and creative. Fashion designers better be scared because DJ is taking your job. Heather and Owen were so fake during the challenge, I can't. It's honestly funny though, poor Lindsay. Just didn't like DJ this season, and another character they just did dirty. But my actual least favorite character this season is Mr. Duncan. I would say Ezekiel was my least favorite character, but I can't choose him. But I also feel bad for World Tour Ezekiel. Him turning into this monster thing was crazy, and it's kind of hard not to feel bad for him. Once this normal human to a feral beast. However, on the other hand, I do not feel bad for Duncan at all. The whole love triangle thing was so unnecessary. The only good thing it did was to help Heather make it farther in the season. Duncan first quit the show because of the singing, but somehow got to join the show again. I don't know why they chose him. And just like Owen in action, he still made it pretty far when he came back. What is with them making winner characters get eliminated and coming back? I am absolutely fine with characters that won making it far again. But the idea of them coming back out of all the other characters is something I'm not the biggest fan of. Duncan was really a rebel this season. Didn't want to sing. Such a cool guy. And he kissed Gwen. Such an amazing character. Absolutely not. Also, I really don't like that people blame Courtney for Duncan cheating. Duncan was the one that cheated. Yes, Courtney was mean to him, but it doesn't mean Duncan should be kissing other girls. He had a lot of problems this season, and it makes sense why he's my least favorite character for World Tour. For Revenge of the Island, my honorable mention is Dakota. It was between Sam and Dakota. For Revenge, I don't really dislike any characters, but I decided to go with Dakota, just because I wasn't a huge fan of her during her normal form and her mutation form. Her relationship with Sam was cute, but that was like the only thing I liked. And just like Ezekiel, I do feel bad for her. Probably the two characters that suffered the most. I don't have much more to say about Dakota, so let's actually get into my actual least favorite character. It is my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa. Stacy honestly has grown on me a little bit, but not that much to save her from being my least favorite. She was definitely meant to be a first boot, and that was it. She was definitely super annoying at times, and I feel like if she lasted longer, I would definitely hate her more. But the small amount we got with her wasn't the worst. But like I mentioned, I would have disliked Stacy more if she stayed longer. Her great-great-great-great-grandpa thing would have gotten old quick. But I had to be honest, her stories were sometimes funny, but they're also random. Actually, my great-great-grandpa affected the sun. Before that, people were just cold. I'm saying great-great-grandpa so many times, just help me, please. Let's just move on before I go insane. She overall suited her gimmick role and left at the perfect time. For All-Stars, there's so many options because this season where a decent amount of the characters got derailed. But for my honorable mention, it is Sierra. Sierra was already pretty weird in World Tour with her Cody obsession and like stalker vibes. But you know what? Tojo knew we wanted more of that. So they decided to give us another whole season of it. Does Tojo hate us or something? Like, who thought that was a good idea? Cody wasn't even here. They decided to make poor Cameron suffer with Sierra, thinking he was Cody. This just didn't hurt her character, but also Cameron. We really didn't need another season of this. Sad part is Sierra's a really strong player, and could be a cool character with all her knowledge on the show. But nope, they must keep her as a Cody stalker. However, there is a worse character than her. This is actually my least favorite character of all time, being Mal. I don't like Mal at all. Mal is such a bad villain. I know they were probably going for a more cartoony villain, but they just didn't handle it well. He was super strong for no reason, making characters like Alejandro look weak. He would just break people's things and try to kill people. He also took most of Mike's screen time, making Mike not a good winner in my opinion. Just overall a poorly written character, which I have no positive things to say about him. Great, another season where I don't enjoy a decent amount of the characters. If you like Pahkitew Island's cast, that is totally fine, but I just didn't like a majority of the cast. It's also between Amy, Beardle, Dave, Rodney, Leonard, and Sugar. I think the honorable mention will go to Amy. I found Sammy just alright, but Amy was just messed up. We do have mean girl characters, and Heather is one of my favorite characters, but Amy was just different. Her just going out of her way to bully and make her twin sibling's life miserable was just not right. She was also just an annoying character the couple episodes she was in. I feel like the evil and nice twin idea could work, but the way they handled it wasn't my favorite. Just one huge bully and another character you just feel bad for. However, she isn't the worst in my opinion. I was going to say Dave, but he wasn't that bad to start, and had some good moments. So I'm going to have to go with Leonard as my least favorite. He should have honestly been the first boot. And tell me why they chose them for Ridonculous Race out of all the Pahkitew Island characters. Really? They chose Leonard? Okay. He was again another pretty annoying character, who tried to use his magic but it never worked. Also, Leonard's design always reminded me of Chompy Mage from Skylanders. It isn't a bad thing, I just wanted to mention it. Leonard was just not a character for me, however, I could see why people like this character. But for me, he is my least favorite this season. For Ridonculous Race, I decided to do them as a team, and not really as a visual player. Even though the honorable mention is mainly because of one character. It has to go to mother and daughter. I think Kelly is alright and has some good moments, but Taylor was just a no. She was just annoying most of the time and thought she was this amazing person. Also treated her mom like crap. Then you think Taylor might learn her lesson. Nope. They just went shopping and got eliminated. Overall, not the biggest fan of them. I would say the team of Leonard is my least favorite, but I already mentioned Leonard and his teammate was basically the same person. So let's choose someone else. And that would have to be the tennis rivals. They aren't horrible, but very forgettable. I don't even know which one's Pete and which one's Gary. I do have a little soft spot for them, since I do play tennis and it was a sport I chose in high school. But again, there were forgettable characters and characters I wasn't really interested in. I feel like I might like them more if they lasted longer, but as making this video, they are my least favorite. Reboot Season 1 was kind of a hard choice for honorable mention, but my least favorite character was such an easy pick. But I think my honorable mention, I will say Axel. I absolutely love Axel's design, but she was just not that good this season. She was just like Eva, which is another character I already wasn't a big fan of. Axel was a really bossy character and was definitely not a team player. However, I don't hate Season 1 Axel. She is still in my opinion an alright character, and again, I like the reboot cast. I know Caleb was the first boot, and he had like 3 lines, but I just can't put him on this list. It would just feel so wrong. So sorry Axel, but I have to choose you. But I can't say the same thing for my least favorite character this season. I absolutely despise this character in Season 1, being Ripper. Like mentioned with Owen, I don't like fart jokes. And let's just say Ripper made a lot of fart jokes. It was even in the intro, like why? Unlike Owen, Ripper wasn't nice at all. He was a jerk and used poor Priya as a shield. Even though I do admit, that moment was pretty funny. But overall, Ripper really struggled with being another fart joke character and just being a jerk. He was just not likable. Reboot Season 2 was the most difficult choice out of this whole video, just because I don't hate any characters this season. They are all alright to amazing. So the characters that I do mention, I don't dislike. So for my honorable mention, it will be Scary Girl. I know Scary Girl fans are going to hate this. Please put the pitchforks down. Scary Girl was just a character I never understood all the hype for. She's one of the most popular reboot characters. She is just a creepy character that likes to see people in pain, and it kind of got old at times. And in my opinions, the Goths did a way better job at being creepy, but also super likable. To be fair, she was the first boot this season, so she didn't have much screen time. And she worked as a first boot. My least favorite character this season is Chase. Don't hate Chase this season, but he is the same character from Season 1. He was just a second boot, and again like Scary Girl, he worked as a second elimination. Him recording the perfect intro was pretty funny and good use of his character, but don't have many opinions on him this season. You can honestly swap his and Scary Girl's placement. But both characters I just found alright this season. But just like that, we're finished with the video. If you disagree with me and think I'm crazy for the characters I chose, that is absolutely fine. Some of these decisions were very difficult. In general, I don't dislike most of the characters. Just really only Mal and like Season 1 Ripper. But I would like to know your guys' least favorite characters for each season in the comments below. Thanks for watching and hopefully you have an amazing night or day.